Hello, my name is Sherry Dobson, and I'm the sixth grade teacher here at Humble Christian School. And I'm excited about the new school year and all that God is going to do this year in and through our class. And so I want to be your partner, and we need to work together to make this the best year possible. First, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Sherry Dobson, and I have taught school for many, many years. I love teaching. It's my passion. I can't think of doing anything else with my life. And so I'm very excited about being able to be here this year. And so I accepted Christ when I was 14 at Barclay Baptist Church in Houston. I was baptized. And then after I got married, I moved to First Baptist of Huffman, and that's where I've been a member since 1973. I have taught Sunday school. I have taught missions organizations. I've taught children's choirs. I sing in the choir. I've served on many committees, and I just love my church. I love the people, and happy to have a place to serve the Lord like I do here. I have been married to my husband, James, for 46 years. I was just a mere bride of 10, and if you believe that, I've got some land just south of Florida I'd like to sell to you. And so my husband is also a member at First Baptist. I have 2 children, and then I have 2 children in love and 5 wonderful grandchildren, and they take up a lot of my time. I'm blessed to still have my mom, who will be 90 in just a few weeks, and then my mom in love, who's going to be 85 in November. And so we have a very big family, and praise God, all of them except the little ones are serving the Lord in their churches as well. Next, I would like to go through a booklet that I will be giving you when you come for Cougar Camp, and this will be for you to take home, and it has a lot of really good information in here, and of course it has a brief introductory letter. But one of the things that you'll notice in here, first of all, is the How I Act chart, and this is our method that we use for discipline. If you've been here for 4th grade and 5th grade, then you're very familiar with this. And this is just a sheet that will explain that. We also have the How I Act chart, and they put their marks up for the week. And if they go all week long without getting any marks at all, then they get a homework pass, which they seem to really, really like. The next sheet that you're going to see is going to be the one that goes home in the take-home folder. Now, the take-home folder will go home on Fridays, and it will have all of the tests, quizzes, daily work, and homework graded. And you will keep the daily work and the homework at home or throw it away, whatever you'd like to do. And then you will send all of the tests and quizzes back. They will be initialed in the top right-hand corner. And you'll also sign and date right here so that I know that you have seen all of those tests and quizzes. The next page is the book report format. We'll be doing several book reports throughout the year, and this is all the information that they will need to be able to do that. Now, in addition to this copy, I will give them a copy when it gets time for that book report, and they can keep that one all year long. But again, you'll always have this one as a backup. Next is a sheet for the geography project. That's one of our long-range projects. They usually have about 4 to 6 weeks to do this project, and this is all the information that they will need to complete that project successfully. And again, I will give them their own copy to have in their binder, but this one will always be available. The next sheet in the take-home is the history current event. And it gives all of the information of how they need to prepare for the current event. And we'll do a succession of 4 of these. One will be the local, which will be somewhere within 50 miles of their home. The next one will be a state current event. And on the state current event, it can be anywhere in the state of Texas, but not within 50 miles of Houston area. Next will be the national current event, and that will be a current event for any state but Texas. And then last will be the international current event, and that will be any country in the world except the United States. And so that sheet will be right there. The reason for the current event is your child needs to begin to become aware of what's going on in the world and how it affects them. And so that's why these are so very important for them to be able to participate in. And it is a major test grade. Now, next is the manned space mission. This is tied to our science curriculum, and all the information is here for them to do that. They will choose a manned space mission, and then they will have to include in their one paragraph all of this information: the name and number of the mission, the date and return of the mission, the astronaut or astronauts that are involved, and also the significance or the results of that manned space mission. Next, also included with our science curriculum, is the astronomy project. And these are all of the subjects that they may choose from in order to do their project. And it is a one-page report, and they'll present that orally in class. And then the last is the rubric for our research report, which we will do in March and April. They will choose a biography or a biographical person from our language curriculum, and then they will do their report on that person. The language curriculum walks them through, and I will teach them step by step exactly how to do that report, all the way from the note cards, the bibliography cards, all the way through to the final project. And this is the rubric that gives you the point value of what needs to be included in their report. The last few pages here in this book that I'll be sending home are some important items just for you. There's some information in here about how to study, about helping your child to manage their time and encouraging them to do that. One of my main purposes in 6th grade, as this is the last year that they'll be in a self-contained classroom in elementary and then moving to junior high next year, is to help them to understand and to learn how to get organized. Being organized is going to be their very best friend all throughout life. And so I spend a lot of time early on, the first couple of weeks of school, doing that, teaching them how to get organized. And so there are just some things in here that will help you and help them to be able to get organized and to stay organized, and how that will help them not only in school but as they move on into their adult life. I want to talk just a minute about birthday parties at school. You are certainly welcome to bring cupcakes or cookies, things like that, on their birthday or near their birthday if their birthday happens to fall on a weekend. I would ask you to be sensitive about bringing invitations to school for a party outside of school. Oftentimes, if you can only invite a few of the children, that leaves other children out, and they get their feelings hurt. So it would probably be best if you would give those invitations by phone personally. Ask your student, please, not to talk about who all is invited and who all is not. We really don't want to hurt anyone's feelings if at all possible. Also, all of the summer birthdays will be celebrated the last couple of weeks of school, and because we don't want to leave them out either. Now, 6th grade has the last lunch period, and our lunch is usually from about 12:40 until 1:10. And I eat very early in the morning, and many of your students do as well. And so we have a snack, and we use that in conjunction with our restroom time in the morning, usually around 10 o'clock. And they may bring snacks, but I need for them to bring good, wholesome, and healthful snacks. Those would be fruit, granola bars, nuts, cheese and crackers, cheese and peanut butter. Please do not send any cookies. Please do not send chips for a snack. It needs to be something that's good and wholesome. Also, being out here in a T building, we are very far away from the water fountain. And so I would encourage you, student, to bring a water bottle, make sure that it has a lid, and that way they always have water during the day. Encourage them to drink water. It's very important. Our lunch period, as I said, is normally from 12:40 to 1:10. And so I would ask, please, that you do not bring them or send them any sodas or any candy. If maybe on their birthday or on a very, very special day you would like to bring a soda or something like that, that would be fine. But I would ask that you please not make that a regular thing of sending sodas and candy. I'd like to talk just a minute about RenWeb. RenWeb is a great, great place for you to spend a lot of time. You can always go on there and find their grades. I try to get everything graded, and I try to do that as quickly as possible and get those things posted, because I know that generally inquiring minds want to know. And so I try to do that as quickly as possible. Also, I have my lesson plans on RenWeb usually at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance. So if for some reason you have a special event that's coming up and you need that information, it is almost always there. And also, Miss Darlene will send home the newsletter that way as well. On time. School starts at 7:55. I am deaf about being on time. I'm very serious about being on time. I have very little time to do everything that we need to get done during the day, and so I have to try to redeem every single moment of that day. So I need for your child to be here. I need for them to have their pencil sharpened, everything put away, and everything out and ready to go by 7:55. And also, excessive tardies are not a good thing for your student. It sets them off kind of on the wrong track, not only for this year, but in life. Bosses like people to be on time. And so it's a good habit to help your child to be on time. And also excessive tardies, 3 tardies equals an unexcused absence, which they won't be able to get perfect attendance. And I understand that there are wrecks, traffic, things like that happen. And normally when that does happen, then the entire school is excused from the tardy. But so please be aware of being on time. Absences. Again, 6th grade is a very rigorous year. We have a lot that goes on. And being absent can really hurt your student. And so I would ask that you please try to be in attendance as much as is possible. Perfect attendance would be great, although I know that sometimes illness does come. Please do not send your child with fever. Please do not send them if they have vomited in the last few hours. Keep that at home. If you would please, if your student is going to be absent, if you would send me an email, and I will get their things ready and put them in the office for them so that you may come by and you may pick that work up for them. I would appreciate it very much, if at all possible, that you schedule doctor appointments and dentist appointments on days that school is not in session. And if they are going to be late that morning for a dental appointment or a doctor appointment, if you would please let me know, I can rearrange tests and quizzes to have them later in the day when your student is going to be present. Homework. Yes, there's always homework. I was a Christian school parent before I was a Christian school teacher. And so I understand busy schedules, family life, church life. And so I understand that. And so I try as much as is possible to include the homework in our daily work schedule. That's not always possible. And so sometimes they are going to have homework. They will be having homework in spelling, history, science, reading, and math. Also, something to remember is any daily work not completed in class needs to be completed as homework and will need to be turned in the next day. Late homework, the school policy is 15 points off for late homework that has to be turned in the next day. If it is not turned in the next day, then it will be given a 0. Now, sometimes, unfortunately, a student will get in a habit of consistently turning in their homework late. And so administration has given us the power, if you will, to discontinue that policy of turning in homework late. And so if your student will just kind of think about that in advance. Study sheets for tests, they will be passed out early and give your student plenty of time to have to study for the test, not just give it to them the night before. So I would encourage you to encourage them to study a little bit every night, days in advance of the test and quizzes, so that they can do well and be successful. Major long-range assignments must be turned in on the day they're due, even if your student is absent. Long-range assignments are simply that, long-range assignments. And they have a long period of time, generally 4 to 6 weeks, to complete those assignments. And so please encourage your student not to wait to the last minute and to work diligently a little bit along. Also, I give extra points when those long-range assignments are turned in early. Pickup time. Children have to be picked up by 3:30 or they have to be sent to aftercare. There are no exceptions, and please do not tell your student that they can just kind of hang out and not go to aftercare, because they do need to go to aftercare. PE is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Your student may wear their PE uniform to school that day, and please remind them if they need an extra shirt, if they sweat profusely, to bring an extra shirt and they can change into it. The dress code inside of your folder that has all of that other information is a copy of the dress code. Please help your student to adhere to the dress code. Please do not make me be the uniform police. I can be the uniform police if I need to, but I really prefer not to. That's going to include shoes and haircuts, colors of fingernails for the girls, jewelry, those types of things. So please read the dress code section that I have enclosed in your folder. Sixth grade is still in elementary, and I've talked with administration, and so we prefer that girls in sixth grade do not wear makeup, only lip gloss. Also, check that dress code for the color of the nail polish that's acceptable. Visitors, all visitors on campus must report to the office and receive a visitor's tag before they can go into any part of the school. Please don't drop in and interrupt class. If you'd like to visit the class for an extended period of time, just contact the school office and make an appointment, and you're welcome in our class at any time. One of the things about sixth grade is a lot of times we have issues. We're beginning to have those preteen issues. And so one of the assumptions that parents often make is that the teacher knows what's going on and that the teacher just isn't doing anything about what's going on. And so that's definitely not true. As they have gotten to this age, they are very adept at hiding, doing things on the playground when the teacher's not close enough to hear, doing things in the restroom when the teacher's not in there, doing things and saying things at PE when they're far away from the coaches. And so please do not assume that I know what's going on in class. Sometimes I do, and I'm probably working behind the scenes to try to take care of that problem, but most of the time I don't. If you need to talk with me, please don't stop me between class. Please don't stop to ask to talk with me at dismissal. Set up a time. I want to address your problem. because, of course, it's my problem as well. And I want to do it privately, and I want to be able to devote the kind of time that I need to be able to talk to you personally. Bullying, zero tolerance. Enough said. Progress reports, report cards. 4.5 weeks progress reports, and at the next 4.5 weeks report cards. And so that continues throughout the year. I do tutoring in math and in language only. I tutor in math on Monday, and I tutor in language on Tuesday. I will give probably at least a month to see how your child is doing, and then I will contact you personally to let you know if your child is going to need tutoring. Telephone use for your student, limited to very important and emergencies. Student cell phone use. Student cell phones must be turned off and in the backpack. If I see your student using their cell phone during the day, I will give them a warning, and then the next time I will pick up their cell phone and I will deliver it to Mr. Howell, and then Mr. Howell will keep it until you come and pick it up from him. Labeling. It looks like I'm going to have a large class this year, and so I would ask that you please label everything. Of course, at a Christian school with uniforms, everyone's things look the same. And so if you would please make sure that all of those uniforms are, and coats and sweaters and all of those types of things are labeled so that we can return them to you. Field trips. One in the fall, which is educational, and one in the spring, which is just for fun. Because we are the big dudes in elementary school, we get a special privilege that the other classes do not get, and that's that we get to go to Burroughs Park in Tomball the first Friday in May just to have fun. And so it's really great. You may want to bring a lawn chair. You may want to bring a blanket or a quilt and a nice lunch and just come and hang out with us. I usually have parents from the higher grades that have been when they were in 6th grade that actually want to go with us. And a couple of times, a couple of them have, and that works too. So you may want to schedule that day off and come along with us. And of course, we're always going to be needing parents to help at the school, to help with field trips. And we appreciate any time that you can come and work at the school. It's a blessing for us because we couldn't do all of the things that we need to do without your help. And then the last full day of school, which is the day before our awards program, we will have our class party, which will be at Fuddruckers in Kingwood. Again, we just go, hang out, eat, fellowship. They have a game room that the students can participate in if they bring some money, and it's just a great time. Please make sure that you have provided the school with all current contact information. That's very, very important in case there is some type of an emergency and we need to get to you quickly or get in contact with you quickly. Carpool line, 3:15 dismissal. Please display your sign. Please do not get out of your car. Your student will be brought to you. The first couple of weeks, we're learning cars, we're learning students, and we are going to have a large number of new students this year. So be patient. You may want to come a little bit later and not be caught up in the traffic. And please don't use your cell phone in the carpool line. It's a state law. Please pay close attention so that no one ends up getting hurt. In the very last lane that's closest to the road is an open lane, and please don't park in that lane. I know that I've given you a lot of information in a very short period of time, but I do have a couple of more things that I need you to be aware of. On Monday, or the first day of the week, I will be sending home an assignment sheet. On this assignment sheet, you will find all of the daily work, all of the homework, all of the tests, all of the quizzes, and then at the bottom of the page, all of the long-range assignments. And so you will know well in advance when all long-range assignments are due. It'll be right here at the bottom. Also, you'll find at the bottom 5 slots. That's for you to sign after you have checked and made sure that your child has completed all of their homework and all of their daily work, and they're ready to go for the next day. And if you would please sign right here. Also, again, this can be accessed online. If your student happens to leave it at school, it's always online, and you can check that there. As I told you earlier, this is the homework and test folder. And this folder will go home on Friday, again, with all of their work for the week. Right here, keep it home. That's the daily work and homework. And over here, the sign and return. That's the test and the quizzes. And if you will send that back, I will keep that stored away for the year in case we need that information. Again, I know that I've probably talked really fast, giving you a lot of information. You're probably on overload. But the beauty is this is all on tape or all on the web, and so you can access that at any time and always ask me questions. In the folder is my home phone number. Please only use that in cases of extreme emergency. Normally, I work very long hours, and by the time I get home, I really just need some downtime. So it's there for extreme emergencies, but I would appreciate if you would limit that calling if possible. I look forward to a great year. You need to please bathe this year in prayer, and as I endeavor to lead these students and get them ready for 7th grade and junior high. Thank you.